Page 70. The Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living, by Jeff Volek and Stephen Phinney. An expert guide to making the life-saving benefits of carbohydrate restriction sustainable and enjoyable. Section 2. Perspective. Chapter 3. The Modern History of Carbohydrate Restriction. 3.2. Banting's Letter on Corpulence. In 1862, a retired British undertaker named William Banting was struggling to contain his weight. All of the usual nostrums of the Victorian medical establishment, exercise, calorie restriction, purgatives, failed to work. As an aside, it is interesting how little has changed since the mid-1800s. Most doctors still prescribe exercise and calorie restriction, and the most popular drug in use, Orlistat, aka Xenocal or Alli, acts by blocking intestinal fat absorption, that is, it's a purgative. Eventually he consulted a surgeon named William Harvey who had studied in Paris. At that time on the continent there was interest in diets limited in sugars and starches, so Harvey prescribed such a diet for William Banting. Within a year, Banting had lost 50 pounds while suffering none of the unpleasant side effects of his other weight loss attempts. He was so pleased with his success on Harvey's diet that he published a 16-page pamphlet describing this diet and its effects. It sold well not only in Britain but in the US as well, and it was also translated into multiple other languages. Within a few years, to bant became a verb synonymous with dieting. The diet Harvey prescribed for Banting consisted of meat, fish, and poultry, no limitation on animal and dairy fats, small portions of low-sugar fruits, and even a few bits of toast. Otherwise, no sugars, sweets, or starches were allowed. Beer, which is rich in carbs, was forbidden, but wine and distilled spirits were allowed if not encouraged. In addition to initially acknowledging Harvey, later editions of Banting's pamphlet also acknowledged the work of the French physicians who had influenced Harvey. Thus, the diet promoted by Banting was not invented by this undertaker out of thin air but rather had its roots in the mainstream medicine of its day. However, its rapid rise to popular use caused concerns among the more conservative medical leaders of the day, who spoke out against it, at first claiming that it offered nothing new and then warning, without any scientific evidence, that it could be dangerous. The public was obviously not convinced by this pushback, however, as the Banting regimen and similar diets remained popular well into the 20th century, and it had support from some in the medical community as well. Sir William Osler, the renowned Johns Hopkins physician and one of the fathers of mainstream medicine in the U.S., commented favorably on Banting's regimen in his iconic textbook The Principles and Practice of Medicine in 1892. Page 72.